The sun rose over the rugged expanse of Utah's Blue John Canyon, casting a golden hue upon the sandstone walls that loomed like ancient sentinels. I stood at the mouth of the canyon, my heart brimming with excitement and anticipation. This was my sanctuary, my escape from the confines of civilization. With each step deeper into the slot canyon, the world around me transformed. The narrow walls closed in, as if embracing me in their untamed embrace. Shafts of sunlight pierced through the cracks above, illuminating the textured sandstone, revealing nature's artistry etched in every crevice. The air was alive with the scent of dry earth and the faint perfume of wildflowers, carried on a gentle breeze. The symphony of nature filled my ears, the distant chirping of birds, the rustle of small creatures scurrying through the underbrush. It was a harmonious melody, a chorus of life echoing through the canyon's depth. As I descended further into the heart of the canyon, I marveled at the kaleidoscope of colors that adorned the walls. Shades of red, orange, and ochre danced before my eyes, their vibrant hues a testament to the passage of time and the forces of erosion. The layers of sediment whispered stories of ancient seas and primordial landscapes, woven into the very fabric of the canyon itself. I reveled in the solitude, embracing the serenity of the wilderness. Every footfall echoed through the canyon, a reminder of my presence in this untamed realm. It was in these moments, surrounded by nature's grandeur, that I felt truly alive. But as I pushed deeper into the labyrinth passages, a sense of foreboding began to take hold. The walls grew narrower, their towering heights casting shadows upon me. It was a treacherous beauty, a reminder that nature could be both awe-inspiring and unforgiving. And then it happened. An ominous rumble, the shifting of stones. I looked up, my heart seizing in my chest as I saw the massive boulder hurtling towards me. Instinctively, I leaped aside, narrowly avoiding its crushing weight, but in that split second, my arm became ensnared, trapped between the unyielding rock and the unforgiving canyon floor. Panic surged through me as I realized the gravity of my situation. I tugged and pulled, but the boulder held firm, unyielding in its grip. Desperation clawed at my soul as the realization settled in. I was trapped, alone in this desolate canyon, with no hope of rescue. I screamed into the void, my voice swallowed by the canyon's depths. But the canyon remained stoic, its silence mocking my anguish. I was alone, facing a battle against time, against the elements, against my own mortality. And so I began the fight for survival, my spirit unyielding in the face of adversity. Each passing moment etched determination into my soul, as I clung to the hope that one day I would find a way to break free from this natural prison. The days blurred together in a monotonous cycle of agony and desperation. Trapped within the confines of the canyon, darkness enveloped me like a shroud, robbing me of the solace of daylight. Time became an abstract concept, lost amidst the suffocating silence. Every movement was a reminder of my vulnerability. The pain radiated from my trapped arm, a constant companion in this harrowing ordeal. I found myself rationing my meager supplies, the sting of hunger gnawing at my empty stomach. Water became a coveted treasure, each drop a lifeline in this desolate landscape. In the oppressive darkness, my mind played tricks on me. Whispers echoed through the canyon, teasing me with false hope. Shadows danced along the walls, taunting my weakened spirit. But within the depths of my despair, a flicker of determination burned bright, a relentless fire that refused to be extinguished. As the days turned into an indistinguishable blur, the notion of escape consumed my every waking moment. I clung to the hope of rescue, praying for a miraculous turn of events, but the silence persisted, mocking my desperate pleas. The thought of amputation began to haunt my thoughts, a gruesome solution to an unthinkable predicament. The idea tore through my mind like a tempest, stirring a maelstrom of conflicting emotions. Fear battled with resolve, doubt clashed with necessity. Alone in the darkness, I conversed with myself, weighing the options like a desperate philosopher. Can I bear the pain? Will I have the strength to sever my own flesh? The questions echoed through the canyon, unanswered but demanding a decision. One fateful moment, when desperation eclipsed reason, I made my choice, with trembling hands and a heart heavy with sorrow. I gathered what little courage remained. The sound of a crude blade against bone would forever haunt the depth of that canyon. I braced myself for the agony, for the searing pain that would accompany my liberation. Every fiber of my being screamed in protest, but I clung to the belief that this sacrifice would grant me life. With each stroke, the blade bit into my flesh, severing the ties that bound me to that unforgiving boulder. The echoes of my own screams mingled with the canyon's silence, a symphony of anguish and liberation. And then, in an explosion of agony, I was free. My arm, once my greatest asset, now lay discarded like a broken relic. Blood mingled with the sweat upon my brow as I gazed at the severed limb with a mixture of horror and awe. Every step I took was a testament to my unyielding spirit, my determination to escape the clutches of that treacherous canyon. The rugged terrain tested my physical and mental fortitude, each stride a battle against exhaustion and pain. The canyon walls towered above me, their imposing presence a constant reminder of the world I had left behind. But within their shadows, a glimmer of hope emerged, a glimmer that urged me to press onward, to defy the odds stacked against me. I traversed through the arid landscape, my body a testament to resilience. Each obstacle became a personal challenge, the scorching sun beating down on me, intensifying the thirst that gnawed at my parched throat. But I persisted, my thirst for survival overpowering the physical discomfort. And then, as if by divine intervention, salvation arrived. The sound of voices echoed through the canyon, carried on a gentle breeze. A spark of hope ignited within me. Dispelling the shadows of despair, I stumbled forward, my weakened legs carrying me toward the source of the sound. Rescue came in the form of strangers, their faces etched with concern and disbelief. They enveloped me in a whirlwind of urgency, their hands gentle yet firm as they tended to my wounds. Their words were a soothing balm, their reassurances a lifeline in my darkest hour. As I was lifted from the depths of the canyon, my spirit soared with a newfound freedom. The world outside the confinements of the slot canyon embraced me, its vastness both overwhelming and exhilarating. Tears of relief mingled with the dust upon my cheeks, a testament to the emotional weight that had burdened me for so long. The anticipation was palpable as we boarded the plane, our hearts brimming with excitement and nervous energy. We were a group of young rugby players, eager to embark on a journey that would test not only our physical prowess, but also our bond as a team. The Andes Mountains, with their rugged beauty and untamed spirit, beckoned us forward, promising an adventure of a lifetime. The aircraft soared above the vast expanse of land, a mosaic of earthy hues and snow-capped peaks stretching as far as the eye could see. The sunlight danced upon the majestic mountains, casting a long shadow that whispered tales of ancient mysteries and untold challenges. It was a breathtaking sight, a testament to nature's grandeur and a humbling reminder of our place in this vast universe. Suddenly, without warning, the tranquility shattered. Turbulence rattled the plane like a leaf caught in a tempest, jolting us from our seats and sending a collective gasp rippling through the cabin. Panic gripped our hearts as we clung to our armrests, our knuckles turning white with fear. The metallic groans and creaks of the straining aircraft echoed through the air, a haunting symphony of impending doom. And then it happened. The sickening crunch of metal meeting earth, the deafening roar of destruction as the plane careened into the unforgiving mountainside. Time seemed to slow, suspended in a horrifying stillness, as the world around us crumbled into chaos. As the dust settled and reality seeped in, the enormity of the situation engulfed us. We stood amidst the wreckage, a shattered semblance of our former selves. Tears mingled with blood upon our faces, mirroring the anguish etched deep within our souls. Our friends and teammates, once vibrant and full of life, now lay lifeless, their dreams forever extinguished. In the midst of the wreckage, a newfound determination took root within us. We knew we had to survive, for them, for ourselves. In the face of unimaginable despair, a flicker of hope emerged, a fragile flame that refused to be extinguished. We huddled together, a band of survivors bound by tragedy, our collective will to endure igniting a fire within us. The mountains, once a majestic backdrop to our dreams, now revealed their true nature. They stood tall and unyielding, their peaks piercing the heavens, as if mocking our vulnerability. The biting cold gnawed at our skin, seeping through every layer of clothing, as though determined to freeze us to the bone. The wind, a relentless force, howled through the crevices and valleys, whipping our faces and tearing at our resolve. Our provisions were meager, the remnants salvaged from the wreckage. We clung to them desperately, rationing what little sustenance we had. The hunger gnawed at our bellies, a constant reminder of our frailty. But we were resourceful, adapting to the harsh reality thrust upon us. We fashioned makeshift shelters from the debris, seeking solace amidst the unforgiving landscape. Our provisions dwindled, like grains of sand slipping through the hourglass. Hunger gnawed at our bellies, a relentless beast that threatened to consume us from within. The once comforting thought of rescue now seemed like a distant mirage, a cruel illusion that taunted our weary souls. In the depths of our desperation, we gathered, our gaunt faces reflecting the harsh reality of our predicament. The decision hung heavy in the air, an unspoken truth that permeated the silence. We had reached the precipice of morality, where survival clashed with the innate principles that defined us. It was a moment that would forever alter the course of our lives. Voices rose in a chorus of uncertainty and anguish. We cannot simply wait for death to claim us, one argued, their voice tinged with desperation. We must do whatever it takes to survive. But others recoiled, their eyes filled with horror and disbelief. How can we resort to such barbarity? Have we lost all sense of humanity? The debate raged on, a tempest of conflicting emotions and moral quandaries. Lines were drawn, friendships strained, and as we grappled with the unthinkable, cannibalism, the word hung in the air like a dark cloud, casting its shadow upon our fractured unity. In the end, necessity overruled morality. The first incision, the slice of a blade upon flesh, shattered the last remnants of our innocence. Our stomachs churned with revulsion, our hearts heavy with guilt, yet the hunger silenced our qualms, driving us to devour what was left of our fallen comrades. The taste was metallic and bitter, a haunting reminder of the lives lost and the compromises made. We ate in somber silence, our eyes averted, unable to confront the magnitude of our actions. It was a dance with the devil, a descent into a darkness we never thought we would know. Trust, once a precious bond that held us together, now eroded like ancient rock, worn away by the relentless waves. Accusations flew like arrows, piercing the fragile peace that remained. You took more than your share. You were supposed to ration, not hoard. Guilt and suspicion poisoned the air, festering wounds that refused to heal. Friendships splintered, shattered by the weight of survival's cost. The faces that once held camaraderie now carried scars of resentment and broken trust. Yet, amidst the crumbling alliances, flickers of resilience and empathy emerged. In the darkest corners of our souls, we found solace in the shared burden we carried. We were bound by the unspeakable, the harrowing secret that united us in ways no other experience could. In the midst of despair and the specter of death, we clung to the flickering embers of hope. We endured the bone-chilling cold that gnawed at our souls, the relentless winds that threatened to sweep us away. Memories of loved ones and dreams of a life left behind fueled our resilience, igniting a fire within us that refused to be extinguished. We willed our bodies to defy their weakened state, pushing ourselves to the limits of our physical and mental endurance. The hunger gnawed at our insides, the ache a constant reminder of our vulnerability. But we fought on, fueled by the belief that one day rescue would come. With each passing day, we clung to the faintest glimmer of hope. We fashioned crude signs, symbols etched upon the snow-covered ground, desperate messages to a world that seemed far away. We strained our eyes, searching the distant horizon for any sign of salvation, praying for the sight of a plane slicing through the sky. False hopes taunted us, teasing our fragile spirits. Every passing shadow, every distant sound sent our heart racing, only to be dashed against the rocks of disappointment. But still, we refused to surrender. We held on to faith, as fragile as a thread, refusing to relinquish the belief that rescue was possible. And then, after an eternity of waiting, the miracle we had prayed for materialized before our weary eyes. A distant hum, growing louder with each passing moment, pierced the silence of the mountains. Tears mingled with disbelief as a rescue team emerged, their presence a beacon of hope that cut through the haze of despair. Their arrival was a bittersweet symphony, a mingling of relief and grief. We embraced the rescuers, clinging to their warmth and humanity, yet mourning the ones we had lost. They wrapped us in blankets, their touch a reminder of the world we had left behind. The world that had moved on while we fought to survive. Rescue was not the end of our journey, but the beginning of a new chapter, one that would test us in different ways. Physically and emotionally scarred, we faced the daunting task of rebuilding shattered lives. The moonless night cloaked the tumultuous sea in an inky blackness, and the relentless wind whipped through the air, howling like a pack of vengeful spirits. The storm, a tempest of nature's fury, bore down upon my small vessel, its waves crashing against the sturdy hull with unrelenting force. Yet in the face of this tumultuous onslaught, I remained undeterred, my confidence buoyed by the triumphs of my recent solo voyage across the vast Atlantic. As the sloop danced upon the surging swells, I stood at the helm, my eyes fixed on the distant horizon, a beacon of hope beckoning my homeward. The wind tangled my hair and whipped at my weathered face, but my gaze remained unwavering. The storm was an old acquaintance, a companion of tempests past, and I believed myself invincible in its presence. The storm's raucous symphony filled the air, drowning out all other sounds. Thunder rumbled in the distance, like the grumblings of an ancient beast disturbed from its slumber. Rain lashed against the deck, transforming it into a treacherous dance floor. Yet my confidence remained unshaken, for I had faced the wrath of the tempest countless times before. Suddenly, a jolt reverberated through the sloop, a jarring collision that threatened to tear my world asunder. Startled, I stumbled and clutched at the helm, desperately seeking stability amidst the chaos. With a sinking heart, I beheld the gaping maw of destruction. A vicious hole turned into the hull of my once trusty vessel. The storm, in its relentless fury, had gifted me a devastating blow. Fear gripped my heart as the sea surged through the breach, a relentless intruder invading the sanctuary of my ship. Panic coursed through my veins, but I refused to succumb to despair. With a resolute determination, I dove back into the sinking ship, battling against the encroaching darkness and the relentless onslaught of the tempest. Each second felt like an eternity as I sourced the vessel, salvaging survival gear, clinging to the hope that lay within my grasp. The frigid waters of the Atlantic reached out hungrily, threatening to claim my life. With the last vestiges of my strength, I emerged from the sinking ship, clutching onto a 6-foot circular raft that would serve as my sole refuge amidst this unforgiving sea. As I climbed aboard, my hands trembled, a testament to the adrenaline coursing through my veins. I cast a final, mournful glance at my sinking vessel, a graveyard for my dreams and accomplishments. Drifting aimlessly, the raft carried me farther and farther away from the familiar shores of home. The storm's fury unabated, it pushed me further into the heart of isolation, a speck of existence adrift in the vast expanse of the Atlantic. The once friendly winds that had propelled me towards triumph now conspired to push me away, a cruel twist of fate that tested my resolve with every passing moment. Days melted into weeks, and the relentless sun beat down upon my weary body, searing my skin and draining my strength. The circular raft, my sole companion in this desolate expanse, bobbed helplessly on the gentle undulations of the tropical waters. The vastness of the ocean stretched endlessly before me, an unfathomable abyss that mirrored the depths of my isolation. With a spear gun clutched tightly in my weathered hands, I battled against the whims of fate and the insatiable hunger that gnawed at my empty stomach. The task of fishing was no longer a leisurely pastime, but a desperate struggle for sustenance. Each dive beneath the surface, each calculated strike of the spear, held the weight of survival. The ocean, once a source of solace and wonder, now became a relentless adversary, testing my resilience and will to survive. Under the scorching sun, my body withered like a fallen leaf, my skin a patchwork of sores inflicted by the relentless assault of salt water. Every movement brought agony, a constant reminder of my fragile existence. Dehydration stalked me like a specter, an unquenchable thirst that taunted my parched throat. I longed for the sweet embrace of water, for a single drop to moisten my cracked lips. In the midst of this desolation, I turned to the solar still, my only hope against the cruel thirst that plagued me. Through a carefully alchemy of evaporation and condensation, I sought to extract the precious elixir of life from the very ocean that threatened to consume me. On the 14th day of my solitary journey, a flicker of hope ignited within me as a vessel appeared on the distant horizon. Eagerly, I waved my arms and shouted for rescue, believing that salvation was finally within reach. My heart soared as the ship drew near, my spirit lifted by the possibility of deliverance. But alas, my hopes were dashed as the vessel passed me by. Callously disregarding my desperate pleas, abandoned once again, I was left to wrestle with my own demons and the grim reality of my predicament. As time gone by, I drifted further away from the well-traveled shipping lanes. The vast expanse of the Atlantic became my desolate playground, a stage for the eternal struggle of survival. Yet even amidst the depths of despair, a spark of determination burned within me. With every passing day, I etched my mark upon the pages of survival. I patched the holes in my wrath with frayed scraps of hope, weaving a tapestry of resilience against the tempestuous sea. Though weakened and battered, I remained steadfast in my quest for life. The weight of the ocean could not extinguish the fire within me. By the 50th day, my body bore the scars of a relentless battle against nature's whims. Sores covered my emaciated frame, a testament to the relentless assault of salt water and the harsh tropical elements. But even amidst this desolation, a glimmer of tenacity shone through. I fought to mend not only my physical wounds, but also the fragments of my shattered spirit. As the birds and fish circled my raft, scavenging the remnants of the fish guts I tossed back into the sea, I marveled at the intricate dance of survival. Life in all its forms clung to the fringes of existence. The ocean teemed with resilience and cunning, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, one could find sustenance and the will to persevere. And then, in a serendipitous twist of fate, salvation arrived in the form of a group of fishermen off the coast of Guadeloupe. Their weathered faces and calloused hands bore witness to the unforgiving nature of their trade. They spotted me, a wary castaway amidst the vastness of the sea, and their eyes filled with both wonder and concern. As they reached out to pull me from the clutches of the ocean, a sense of gratitude and relief washed me over. Exhausted yet exhilarated, I found myself on the deck of the fisherman's vessel, their welcoming presence a balm to my weary soul. The sun, radiant and full of warmth, bathed us in its golden embrace, casting a gentle glow upon our faces. The air, tinged with a briny sweetness, filled my lungs and reminded me of life I had fought so fiercely to preserve. The fishermen, rugged and weathered, stood tall, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and admiration. They exchanged knowing glances, their eyes filled with unspoken tales of the sea's relentless trials. Their voices, rough and hearty, carried on the ocean breeze, laced with a camaraderie forged through shared experiences. "Looks like you've had quite the adventure out there, lad," remarked one of the fishermen, his gruff voice laced with a hint of amusement. "What's your name?" "Stephen Callahan," I replied, my voice raspy from days of thirst and exhaustion. "I've been adrift for 76 days. A chorus of exclamations erupted from the fishermen, their eyes widening with awe. They clapped me on the back and offered words of congratulations, their boisterous laughter filling the air. It was a symphony of relief and triumph. I had emerged from the depth of desolation.